Determine whether a relation represents a function. So first, a function is when each element in the domain goes to exactly one value in the range. Now, sometimes this can sound confusing, so the easy way to remember it is that no x values are repeated. So x values represent the domain and the y values represent the range. I like to put them in a table, either an XY, or just line them up so that I can see, do I have any x's that repeat? If the answer is yes, then you don't have a function, okay? So we always want to start by identifying the input, which is your x values, and your outputs. If any inputs repeat, then you do not have a function. All right, so consider the relation below. Is this a function? All right, so I'm just going to write this down. Here's my x and here's my y. So I have 2, 3, -2, 4, 0, 5, and 1, 3. I just like to write them down just as I see them. And we are concerned about the x values. Do any of these repeat? I only have 1, 2. I have a -2, a 0, and a 1. So yes, this is a function because each input goes to exactly one output. Another way to do this, if you are a very visual person, is to write your numbers. I like to write them least to greatest. And then this side would be 3, 4, and 5. And draw lines. So -2 goes to 4, 0 goes to 5, 1 goes to 3, and 2 goes to 3. And you look at your x values. How many lines do each of them have coming out? In this case, just 1. So that tells us that no x's repeat. So yes, it's a function. Consider this. What do you know? Now, if we look at this and say that the x values, or the domain, are the types, toast, bagel, or coffee, a breakfast item, and y is the price, then this is a function. So we would say the price is a function of the item, because no items are repeated. However, if we would go the other direction, if we would say, well, what if these were x's and these were y's? So think about it this way. If I had $1.49 and $1.99, and I had toast, bagel, and coffee, well, $1.49 goes to toast, bagel, $1.99 goes to bagel, $1.49 goes to coffee. Notice how $1.49 has 2 lines coming out of it. So that is not a function. So we would say the item is not a function of the price. And you might say, how do I remember which way it goes? Well, this is kind of the idea. So the range is always what you talk about first. Remember, the range is the y values. It either is or is not a function of the domain, which is the x values. So thinking back on the second one, we said that the item was the range. So the item, right, range. In this one case, it's not a function of the domain, which we used as the price. So this can kind of be your helpful of the range always comes first, and then you decide is or is not. You have to know that, and then you put the domain at the end.